What is happening, everyone, and welcome back to the Hardwood Challenge. Today we're gonna spice things up a little bit. Right now, we take a look at our firewood production. We have 11,000 liters in there. We need to repopulate that. I have a couple logs over here that are ready to feed into our mini sawmill, and we have 12,000 right now, so these aren't gonna go in until we get a little bit lower and they'll start getting accepted by the sawmill. We have a goal today. You can see we do have the tractor and log trailer set up over here. I finished off camera the whole path. We haven't done the stumps yet, but everything we cut down from there, we did put into the firewood production, and I burnt through, I believe it was May and April in between episodes here. So this area here is the goal to clear today because we need a bigger sawmill. That sawmill over there, not doing it for us. It's just not producing enough goods fast enough for us. So this area, a decent amount of it, it's actually probably to about here. And then if we kind of zoom over, it's not super large, the area we need to clear for it. But I figured we'll clear that area, we'll get it prepped, and everything that we cut down, we're gonna get the firewood production back up to around 30,000 liters, and then we're gonna start selling. And we are aiming for, you know, let's go with the, I don't know what the difference is with the edit here, but if we went with the map specific mod, it's $150,000 still. It just says it's a Wompsville edit, so we can, you know, maybe we'll learn what the differences are later on and just kind of risk it ourselves here. If it's OP, it's OP. If not, who cares? Like, we'll just go with it. Want to spice up this series a little bit because the route we're going, it was starting to get too repetitive. We need to mix it up. So today we're gonna have goals every episode. So this one is definitely gonna be getting this area prepped, and then we're gonna start shifting even farther to the right here. We got to get enough trees cut down to make that $150,000 today. That is the plan. I am going to come in here and just help myself out a little bit. Let's see. I don't remember. This doesn't cost us money. That's the way I like to play. And I'm just clearing this out right now so I can see what I'm doing. It's been troublesome. I don't ever have this terraforming stuff actually cost me money. So let's go ahead and clear this whole area. We're gonna cut all these down, get them loaded on the log trailer. We'll, you know, take as many as we can over to the firewood production like we mentioned, and then start selling the rest. It's gonna be a long day. Big goals in mind. I don't want to overdo it in the firewood production because it's going to be important for us to sell as much as possible directly today to make our goals. So I just want to make sure when we make it July that we have enough in here. And I feel like the nice safety net that I want to go with is going to be that 30,000 liters. I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to drive on this without damaging if we're not already. So that puts us at 17, so I think that was about 6,000 liters. I should have looked before. That gives me an idea of what we need to finish producing, and I don't see any crop destruction, so I think we're okay. Got some good comments about setting it to half of the working width of the planter, and that would have done the trick for us, so I think we know what we're gonna do in the future. I'm like kind of tempted to ignore these little ones and just make them disappear. They're just not that beneficial. I mean, this skinny one, does it tell me the liters? Yeah, it's only 3,000 liters there. Like these ones are the big money maker right here, where we have 5,700. And this one's gonna have 6,000. Sorry, I'm gonna keep going, but I did want to show you guys a little bit of our finances and a little bit of the mods that help us with that here in a minute. All right, deep dive finance time. So we are selling, you know, around $11,000 to $10,000 per month, depending on how prices are, because we're doing direct selling, so we're losing a little bit of cash. But the thing that is consistent right now is our vehicle leasing cost is down to $2,200 because we did pay a few things off. Actually, I don't remember. I think we actually leased something in March. So production costs are costing us around $1,200, just under $1,200. And then $2,200 for the leasing costs. So, you know, our bills being $3,400-ish, a little bit more than that, is what we have to have in our accounts at, you know, every month. We got to make sure we're keeping it that way. So that is a nice way for me to say, looking at, you know, at the finances here, on a bad month, that may look like it was a bad month compared to April. We sold a little bit less because of the way prices are, and it might drop down even lower in June. I'm keeping an eye on that, trying to find out. We can see February was really good for us. So that is going to fluctuate, but we have a difference right now of about $7,000 to play with if we did want to start taking out more loans or buying things. And, you know, being that we can figure out how to be careful with those things and use the finance tab, you know, without any other mods to help us out right now. But we are financing things, so how are we doing that? So hired purchasing is the mod we're using for that, and it's what brings up, if we look at this little screenshot here, it's what brings up the hired purchase in the game. So it's by Oz. It is on PC and Mac only. It looks like it's been out. Yeah, I had an update a couple days ago, actually. I don't know why it says it was released. And when we come to a vehicle in here, or anything, this hire purchase thing shows up. We showed it a little bit in the first episodes, but that's the main mod there that's taking care of that. As far as like actually mods that I have downloaded to use right now, this is everything that's installed that can be an implement. Everything else is base game, except for the firewood production, which, let me check if I found that on ModHub. Yeah, here it is. It is on ModHub. It is, looks like this is for PS5 and Xbox, so you can use that as well. You know, those are the main mods we're using right now, and everything else is pretty much base game. All right, and like I said, I don't want to overdo it over here, so I got a couple of those big logs, and we're at 30,000 now, so I think we're good leaving it there. Let's go ahead and see how much progress else we need to make. We need to do a lot of stump grinding. And, like, is there anything we can get rid of? I don't think there's anything. Oh! The bag grab. That was in the bad spot. But if we come over here and see this area, now we can kind of get an idea with the production in mind, so I am, you know, leaning towards this edit one down here, like we said. And we can see if we went about right here or here, we still need, yeah, if we just focus on this entire area that we created into dirt, we should be good. So this next load, I'm gonna work on getting all of these trees cut down inside the dirt. We're gonna load up as many of them as we can on the trailer, and we're gonna go into town and sell. I'm a little concerned that the prices we're seeing in the finances tab showing that March was a high number meant that wood prices were peaked then. If that's the case, we might want to rethink this plan and do it next March. I don't know. Let's look at the price fluctuation on wood. So June, it had a peak. Right now, well, it's not a huge difference, and we do see a great demand right now at the Lizard Ink. So that's still going. If we speed up here, hopefully we don't lose out on that. So I am gonna just keep busy here, and I'll rejoin you in a little bit. We're heading in with a load. Not the biggest logs in here, but it should be a pretty good dollar amount. So we're gonna head on over to that Lizard Incorporation, or Incorporated, whatever it was called, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we've arrived. Hopefully the prices are still high demand for us. Not too much time's passed, so I assume it is. Love how that guy followed us. That was pretty sweet. All right, let's unstrap here. And let's hit the little trigger here. 15,000. Okay, not as great as that load we brought the other day, but I met this guy. Watch, he just kind of follows you. It's so cool. You can talk to him. I always forget the button. It's R. It's R.
Hey there, be sure to open the grate cover before trying to unload trailers that require the auger and bin. I am not sweeping up messes anymore. I will stop you from unloading your bulk trailers if it ain't open. To unload wood, pallets, bales, or liquids, just pull over the grate cover. We will unload you accordingly.
Nice.
For wood, you will need to exit the vehicle after parking over the grate cover. Then proceed to walk between the main office and the stacked bales and press the button on the post to let us know we can unload you safely.
Dude, well done. Well done. That is awesome. That is awesome. So what were they talking about opening? Something we can... Oh, I don't... I don't know if we're going to have to worry about it on this playthrough, but let's see. We got a lot of loads to do. We have 100,000 plus still to make here today. I'm tempted to sell the small sawmill when we get close, though. So, possibly like 8 or 9 more trips. Rough. And this is what we have left on the ground that we've started cutting. It's starting to clear away for us. We're definitely going to need to cut a lot more trees down, but I need to get the rest of these down to the size that we can load in the trailer and just keep plugging away. So this whole area here is cleared out now, and you can see how much we have in the truck. I cut this one down from the edge of the road here. We're going to start focusing on the outskirts of our path and get the big trees out of the way, just kind of make money quicker instead of building another like area that's going to be dedicated to a production. We can do that later. I do want to kind of give us a little bit of leeway to make the path look a little bit better by clearing that. So that's what we'll do next, and kind of just work our way down the path and cut down the bigger trees to make us more money quicker. I think that will be the plan. I'll see you in a bit. And I think that should probably do it for this load. Let's go see what this one brings in, and then, you know, then we can start doing that strategy we're talking about, though I'm not seeing a ton of the tall boys. So it might be it's going to be challenging either way, but let's see how close we're getting. Hopefully this puts us around 65,000. No, sorry. Yeah, 65,000. All right, let's see. 65,000 is what we're hoping for. We got 19,000 right there, put us at 68,000. So perfect. All right, so targeting those bigger boys. We know it'll work. Let's keep on plugging away. Oh, that's a nice feature. The lodgepole. So we went after just the lodgepole pines here. I guess we can just call them pines. And this is a pretty hefty load here. So I want to see how much this brings in, because we have plenty of those around the outskirts of this path that we can keep focusing on. This was 4 of them. So we'll see how much 4 of them brings in. And then at that point, I'm probably going to jump way ahead, because this is going to drag on and be boring just showing every single load like this. So we'll make it fun. I'm trying. All right, here we are one more time. I'm really love this production here. This is Cell's place. It's pretty good. We probably could start recognizing based off of that what we're gonna make. I don't know. That was almost 26 grand right there. If we do our best here, we could do this in 2 more trips. Okay, yes, this is the way. As long as that great demand holds off for a little bit longer for us. And we're here with another load. It looks like the number's about the same up here. I think it was 21,000 last time. I mean, that could be tricking me. Yeah, 25 grand. So we need 30,000 to go, and it's raining. Not that that makes a difference. Man, we could just do this for the rest of the series just till we have $1 million. I try to make things a little more interesting than that. I know there is ways, like we talked about, I think it was episode 2, where we could have just done wood chips, and it's just, that's not fun. So this is borderline too tedious for me at this point. That's why we're not just chopping down trees and making money off it. We're making productions. So it's a little bit behind the thought process. I do think I could have done this in probably sitting down in 5 hours. 5 or 6 hours of just cutting down trees and selling them, and we could have had $1 million. But we're 5 hours, I think 5.5 hours into this playthrough, and this is where we are. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm justifying it to you guys, but guess what it is. And I see 2, 3. I see 4. I see our next 4 victims. We got a little carried away here. It's the biggest load we've done all day, so I'm hoping it brings in 30, but I have a feeling we're gonna have to do a little bit more when we get back. I'll see you there. Yeah, hit the sign. We hit the sign coming in. All right, let's unstrap. So it was talking about this grain cover right here. You have to open this cover if you want to sell grain, apparently, in our lumber's falling off. Okay, let's see. $30,558. Let's go home, clear some stumps. We've got a sawmill to build. Yeah, these stumps will be removed soon. Probably do that between videos, but we need to get the ones where we're gonna place down the sawmill removed so we can purchase it, get it built. So I think I will put the stump grinder, I should be able to put it on the front. Yeah, I can put it on the, sorry about the trees. I can put it on the front of the Kubota, so we'll do that and make it so. Yes, this will work lovely. All right, so this is our new area. Let's go ahead and get this activated. And we'll definitely need to get these removed so we can fit the sawmill. I should be able to just, at that level, just work my way around here. Yeah, let's make it so. Let's get it done. I believe this one right here is the last one hiding from us. Ooh, that one's gonna be a pain, huh? There, we got it. All right, let's just go ahead and deactivate that. And we'll do it one time over here. I know every time that I hit that B button to place anywhere on these buildings, it's because I have a little bit of wood hanging around. And I think, oh, there's one hiding. I think that one will be okay, though. I don't think we'll be that far over. If not, we know it's there. So let's go ahead, jump in the sky here. That one may become an issue. All right, let's check. Oh, no. That's not what we want, but we might look at those later. All right, the sawmill edits, overlapping objects. Yeah, I don't believe you. Let's clear the path a little bit more here. Maybe we'll see what it's talking about. Yeah, I don't see anything that would have caused that problem. But overlapping objects everywhere. Nowhere near it. So let's get the Kubota a little farther away. I have a suspicion, and I don't know if anybody else has like ran into this as much as I have, that it still thinks the trees are there. I've had some issues with stuff like that. But okay, so that was still out. Okay, I guess I take it back, guys. I think I see the problem. We do need to get that stump out of the way. I believe the wood chip area was hanging over a lot farther than I thought it was. So let's get this one removed, and that should allow us to shift it over farther. Kind of want it this far side anyways. And that's off now. We'll just pull into the road here. And yes, that was the issue. Okay, so let's go about, get a good top-down view about right there. And then we're absolutely gonna smooth this stuff out. Boy, that did something strange I didn't think it was gonna do. Let's get away from those trees. Yeah, let's make this a lot better here. Interesting. Is that where we load? Oh, that's a beautiful edit, if that is the case here. We're gonna grab right here and right click and then pull this out a little bit if it'll let me. Not sure why the terrain is struggling right there. And then let's smooth it there. The smooth did it. Okay. So now we know about this spot. We are going to just use lumberjack. We're gonna get rid of that and then pop back in the sky and then smooth this a little bit better. All right, that looks really good. And if that's the only edit, man, that's such a good edit. All right, let's go ahead and swap back. Actually, I think I might just use the winch right now. We do have a decent amount nearby that I can just drag into place. And we're just gonna store that there for now. All right, let's see. Being that this is a sawmill, we should be able to just drop these in and we don't care about them being trimmed. Should be 1922 going in here. And we do that. Oh, we lost a little bit. Okay. We'll get them a little closer. Oh, maybe where I cut it caused the problem. All right, I was gonna try to drop them in place, but I wanna test this now because I saw something really strange with the amount of wood we just got there. So this one I hover over says 1278. All right, that did give us the full amount there. And let's see if we can sneak this one over. Just stand right here and we hit K, it'll bring it in. And that should be far enough. And this one should be about 2,800. So we can start activating this now, but we're gonna get it a lot higher. Well, we have prefab walls. We're gonna activate prefab walls and wood beams. We're going to change their type to selling. And we'll get some wood chips, of course. And need to get this a lot more populated, so I will see you momentarily. And let's do some math and see what we're gonna need. So that can go through 42, well, is this, that's crazy. 40, that's 41,000 just for the prefab walls per month. Okay, this seems to be a little bit OP, but we're gonna go with it. 208 times 125, so 26,000. So we need like 80,000 or so in here to go overnight. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see you guys in the morning. We're gonna get this populated, and then we will rejoin and see how much money. Well, we're gonna take a peek at 1,700 and see how much money we make, because I didn't see exactly what time it was when we started it. And then at 1,800, we'll see how much money we make. So that can give us somewhat of a baseline on how things are going per hour. We got 41,000, almost 42,000 in here. The hour is about to tick over, and we're gonna find out right away how overpowered this seems. So I'm writing down the dollar amounts. So 3602 minus 1389, 2,313 times 24 gives us about $55,000 a day. Oh boy. All right, let's make it morning. All right, so it will give us a lot to do to keep this full, but we're at $30,000 after going through the night and all of that. I was planning on doing a little bit more, but I want to have like a community vote here. So we keep this and we make a lot more a month. That frees us up to expand faster. Saw something I wanted to fix too while I'm kind of talking here. So faster expanding means that we will, well, it's just not going to let me. We'll have to live with that. That means that we can get bigger, more realistic forestry equipment, you know, actual tractors, the forest harvesters, the tree harvesters, and other forestry gear, and more productions quicker. On the flip side, we keep it harder and swap this out, and that's why I don't want to go any further. So we can swap this out for the other sawmill. I know how much I put in there. We can back up to the save, and yeah, I might put a community post out. If not, we'll probably just drive it off of comments. Let me know. Should we swap out to the base game, keep this going? It's not like we're going to use this to just get to 1 million really fast. We're going to use it to buy other productions, and just there'll be a lot more trees that have to come down, a lot more areas that we're going to populate with these buildings and make more money that way. And then eventually I probably want to change this stuff back to not to storing, so that we can, I don't know if I actually enjoy selling things, but yep. Comments, what should we do? Really mention that this is a series for you guys. I don't necessarily like forestry, but I wanted to do this, and so driven by you guys. If this is what we want to go with, we'll move a lot faster. Each episode will have a lot more fun things. We swap back to the other one. We'll still move as fast as we can. We just won't make as much money as fast. So let me know. All right, drop down another one just for comparison. Now let's use wood beams for the comparison here. 208 woods 48 times on the modded one. On the regular one, we have 208 24 times. So it is just doubling the output. I don't find that to be as troublesome as I thought at first. So just giving you something for comparison. We're not going to save this. Let me know. Socksway up. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next one.